Hi, welcome, sad boys, to my channel. I was just listening to some of my favorite music to relax to, but that is not why I'm here today. I'm here to review a new album, an album by a band that I have spoken about before previously. Joyce, Manor, Power Hour, Powwow. Looking back at all the Joyce Manor songs that had ever been written, and I like to think that I have a pretty comprehensive knowledge of this band, which is why I am here not to review Every Time I Die, but instead to review the newest Joyce Manor album, 40 ounces to Fresno. Can I spare 16 minutes of my day to talk about Joyce Manor? I believe I can. Before I get angry about that, maybe I should get angry about some of these other songs. Why do I do this to myself?
Well, America has experienced a rapid, in fact, a massive inflation in genders.
All these like fucking rap boys who are like, you know what? We're just gonna be douchebags. Cool guys. Cool fucking guys.
Them, his, hers. See, Sim, wait, what are these words?
Well, I've heard absolutely fucking enough. Basically, my thoughts are, it is about preference, my dude. Here is how it is. Here's the gender dynamic spectrum bullshit. Here's everything that it is distilled into one little thought. Introduce yourself. You say, what's up?
My name is David. I'm a dude. How's it going?
I would say, what's up? My name is Grayson, not a dude. How's it going? And then you, as a person who has empathy and can recognize when they're causing harm onto others, that no. If I said my name was David, and then you came up and called me David or Devo or some bullshit that isn't the thing that I said I would like to be called, then it's fucking weird, and you seem like an asshole. It's like the one guy at work who sees you, I don't know, tripping or something, so you're forever Trips in the warehouse, and they're like, yo, what's up, Trips? We call him Trips because he be tripping on shit. Clumsy motherfucker. Whatever he says his name is, ignore it. His name is Trips. We're gonna get that circulating. I have you saved as Trips in my phone, dude. If you care this much about how other people wish to be addressed, then I don't know how you just get through the day. And that is why I shouldn't just click on random bullshit on the YouTube algorithm. Make it go away. Make it go away. Please make it go away.
It's my direction. It's my proposal.
I'm surprised they got us on over 3 minutes in length, though I'm not sure if those 3 minutes were well spent. They'll give you 54 seconds of the heaviest, most sporadic kind of punk thrash song you could get, and then get the fuck out of there before ever saying they're welcome. Joyce Manor really feels like they ever say they're welcome once they stretch out past that 2.5 minute mark. An instrumental chorus, a chorus with a lovely guitar part. I like the production on it. It sounds thick, but also kind of light. The guitars aren't too distorted. Everything is clean. But my complaints about A Million Ways to Kill Myself, $1 million to kill yourself, the energy has been sucked out of the music. It's like intellectually, I know the emotion they're trying to bring out because it's similar to the emotion that they were able to actually capture in their previous records. For some reason here, it just feels at half speed. And as a first song on your 9-song record with 16 minutes of runtime, this isn't really boding well for my enthusiasm. It's kind of weird to me that they're charging $25, $23 for a vinyl that is only really gonna take up one side of it. Okay, now we're getting there. Now we're getting some of that Joyce Manor flavor back. An acoustic or just undistorted guitar being fucking strummed over a pounding drum beat, and then vocals that are like desperately leaving Barry's body. Never be the same again. Not an acronym that I'm used to, not one that I test out very often, but I understand the sentiment, this feeling that you have hit a point that has changed. maybe they're talking about the band. Though, if you do keep track of the Twitters, Barry made it clear, or I guess Joyce Manor as a whole made this very clear. Two things I want to clear up that I've been reading about the record. One, the album isn't about reflecting on the early days of the band. Rather, the album title makes me think of our early days. Stop. I know you are reading into it and trying to find meaning in our lyrics about us being self-reflective and introspective about the music we created, but let me reassure you that it is nothing that deep. It's just a fun little title. It's like 40 ounces to Fresno. Hey guys, remember when we would drink 40s and drive to Fresno? The song, You're Not Famous Anymore, number 4 over here, isn't about any one person in particular, but rather about the nature of fame and how we like to see people of note taken down a peg or two. Celebrities, we just eat them up, and we like to see when celebrities, they fall from grace because they're supposed to be better than us, and if they're not better than us, then we're all the same. Not saying that they have to be commenting on anything, I just think it's a little weird for them to take away possible meanings or readings on their record that would make it a little more impactful than what it may be presenting on the surface.
If I'm honest about my confusion, fine, I don't.
Their newer stuff just kind of washes over you, doesn't really provoke an emotion out of you. For some reason, when he tries doing different things with his voice, I find it doesn't work. There are some bands, some artists who have one mode of singing and they perfected it to a T and they know how to use it. And while this song may grab new people in or it may find an audience, I find myself kind of rejecting and pushing away from it until the vocals kind of come down and he's at his resting singing voice. There's some lines in this that I do enjoy, like a robot who learned to cry, or some images that they're throwing out there reminds me of the cheeky old Joyce Manor writing style, and it makes me giggle, so I'm excited to look for those, but I'm not sure how many times I'm going to be going to this song specifically, since it almost has what I consider an anti-hook, like a hook that just doesn't quite work in order to push you away or become so bad that it comes around to being good and catchy again. A fun little track with an American rock and roll twang to it, kind of a sexy little guitar riff. A famous actor who was a childhood star got hooked on methamphetamines. Now they work in a grocery store. They can't afford the things they want. Is there a greater commentary beyond that? Or is it just kind of a fun little tell about a fall from grace and becoming the person that you probably were meant to be from the beginning? When there's not a lot of song here, there's not a lot to comment on.
In your town, on your street, in each room.
Don't Try and Gotta Let It Go were the two singles are too little.
When I was a boy, I used to go.
Two samplers that did not make me excited for the direction that they were going in. Though I must say I have pretty much come around on Gotta Let It Go. It is one of those anti-hooks that does eventually works its way into your ear, into your head, and then into your heart. And there is something genuinely euphoric about that Gotta Let It Go. There is something that feels like he is letting something go out of himself. Don't Try, I don't even remember it. That kind of shows you the contrast of the two songs. Still don't like the falsetto, but I think it works a whole lot better here.
Come on and dance with me. Come on. He's holding his coat. Did you ever know?
Now, I'm not saying by the 8th song, it's starting to feel like they're taking on a Weezer-esque in this stage of their music. It does kind of come off like Weezer, where at a certain point, the songs just don't make an impact anymore. And maybe I have outgrown Joyce Manor, but there are things in this record I have grown to love and enjoy, and songs that I will be happy to work in my rotation. More songs on here than I will say on their last record. So maybe we're improving. Maybe one less song was the change they needed to make. So without further ado, let's finish this bitch out.
I don't feel
It's a real shame that they said this wasn't a reflection on their earlier stuff, because I do think there is an interesting layer about Barry singing, I just don't feel the same. I'm never gonna be the same. This is the image like he's bringing up, this change, this difference. You were a movie star, now you're not a movie star. Something simpler, something easy and tangible, a 40 in our hands as we drive in the car. But when you extract the reading of it being about themselves and the music they created, it feels a little emptier. Then it feels like, but Barry, you've been talking about change, you've been talking about moving on, being a different person and growing now for several records. Who is a person you're trying to be? Who is a person you're becoming? Where are we in this stage of your life? I can feel him changing, I can feel him maturing, but it still feels like we're hitting on a lot of those old notes. And while this record did turn out a whole lot better than I was prepared for it to be, it still doesn't quite reach the heights of the stuff that Joyce Manor makes that just hits me perfectly. 40 ounces to Fresno from me gets a complete slam jam. It's 60 minutes, you can give it a listen to. Maybe 7 of those minutes are worth keeping around, and everything's good, and we're all gonna be okay. I'm Grayson Todd. Thank you for watching. Listen to some good shit, and I'll catch you on the flip side.